Yes, YouTube, welcome back to another video and thanks for joining me. So in today's video, we're going to be checking out my fire bellies enclosure, taking a look at the inhabitants, the plants. I've also got some new plants in there and we're going to try and use baby tears for the third time and hopefully we'll get some success. We'll also take a look at a couple of the other things around this room. So that's something that interests you, then make sure you stay tuned because that's all coming up right after this. Okay, so this is my fire belly toads enclosure. Now I thought I'd do an update today because I know a lot of you are new to the channel, but it is one of my most frequent requests to get a video on this enclosure or an update on what's been going on, so here it is for you. So it's an Terra, 45 by 45 by 45 centimeter, and it houses my 3 fire belly toads at the moment, 2 males and a female, because we currently got one separated because she's been sick recently, and I'll give you an update on that a little bit later. But these 3 frogs are doing really well. We've also got some fish in here, which are white cloud mountain minnows, and we've also got some blue dream shrimp, which hardly ever appear unless I drop something interesting for them to eat in there. So maybe we'll see them a bit later on. But I've also bought some more blue dream shrimp as well, and they're currently in quarantine, so we'll take a look at those a bit later as well, and those are going to go in here. Now, the most recent thing that we've done on here was add additional lighting. We've got some RGB lighting up there, and I'll put a link in the description if you want to go and check that video out. We've mainly been focusing on the planting, terrestrial and aquatic plants. So the creeping fig needs another trim back. As usual, it's starting to grow down into the water, so that needs a little trim, but most of the other plants are doing pretty well. I did a water change on this the other day, and it's looking pretty decent. But the main job that I want to do really is carry on planting up that one side, because we've tried to put baby tears in there before, but they haven't worked out for various different reasons. Now I've also got a fern I want to use, which I haven't used before, so I'll add those in today. Now, the creeping fig is starting to grow along the back, but I just want to fill that empty space out, so that's something we'll do. But the biggest job that is still yet to be done, and it doesn't have to be, but it's something I want to do, is the waterfall is run by a internal aquarium filter, which you may see there, sort of. And now I do want to put a canister filter on here just because I think it'd be better, more place for media and biological filtration, which will help inevitably the fish and the frogs. But that's something we'll do in the future, and something I'll keep you updated on. But why don't we get a little bit of tidying done on some of these plants now, and then we'll take a look at the new plants and see what we're going to do with them. And there's the frogs. Hey, frog. Frog. Where's the other one? Alright. Hello. So why don't we crack on and get that done? Okay, so we've had a little bit of a tidy up and we managed to trim back some of the plants, and I also cleared back the earth in preparation to add the baby tears in. Now this is the baby tears here. Now for those who've been following on the channel for a while, you know I've attempted this twice in the past and it's not succeeded, but the first time I think it got scorched by the sun, so I covered the window up. Last time I think the plants were on their way out when I planted them, so I want to give it our best shot. These are looking really healthy, really bushy, so I'm hoping now that we can have some success with this, just because it was my favourite look for the tank. Now I've also got this, I think it's a Japanese fern, type of asparagus. I can't remember the common name, but I'll put it down here so you can see. I'm hoping that'll add a little bit of height in that blank area, as well as the petunia. So let's try and get this split up now, because I'm not going to plant this like this. I'll probably break her into a few pieces, probably have some left, and I might chuck some in Bert's tank or something. So let's crack on and get that done. Okay, so we've got them into 2 chunks. I think that'll be plenty for the size that we're looking for. So we've got over half left, so I'll probably put some in burst tank. We'll do that a little bit later. So I'm probably going to clear a bit of this earth off just because have I got anything to put it in? We'll just do it in the pot. So it's probably a little bit too much in there, and just I think the breaking the roots a little bit as well stimulates the new growth. So let's hope I'm right. Okay, so that looks decent enough. And that one's fine as well. So why don't we go ahead and plant them now? We'll add a bit of gravel in there, see if that makes any difference. Maybe it's a drainage issue. And let's see how it looks. So as I mentioned earlier, for those who haven't kept up to date with what's been going on, I mean crickets, I literally just changed the water. I have to do that again. Okay, so this is just a small aquarium that I housed one of my female fire-bellied toads. As you can see, the cuttings we took from the fire-bellied enclosures, I planted in here just to keep a bit more shelter and a bit more something of interest for her. So when you take a look at her, which she's been doing a lot better recently, still isn't 100%. Where is she? Can you see her? There she is there, but she seems to be happy in there. She comes out now. She's not used in the past. Like a couple of weeks ago when I first put her in, she was just pretty much staying in there. But she's doing a lot better at the moment. I managed to tongue feed her yesterday, which was great. But she's still a little bit weird. It's like I think she's had a stroke, to be honest. She's still got her head bobbed to the side from time to time, but she doesn't jump around as weirdly as she has in the past. So fingers crossed, you know, she's gonna maybe be a little bit weird, but we keep her going and she has a good life with us. So fingers crossed. Okay, so here's the fish we got in one of the last videos during quarantine. As you can see, especially the Tettras are coloured up really nice. Looks like a nice male there. But even if some of the females are still nice and bright. The Galaxy-Rospora colouring up a little bit. It's hard to get in focus, just so blooming small. And we also got some Nerite snails in there, which are all doing fine. Where are the shrimp? I did see some just now. We have got blue dream shrimp in here somewhere. I've just seen a few of them, but maybe you've spotted them and I can't. But we did lose a blue dream shrimp this morning, but that's the only casualty since we've had them, so that's not too bad. They need a little water change because I've been feeding them quite heavily just to bring out the colours and obviously grow them out a little bit. So I tend to do daily or bi-daily, every other day water changes. And that seems to be keeping on top of them. But the fish are doing really well, and I've also ordered the plants now for the 30C, which should be turning up any day now, and the Ember Tetras will be going in there very soon, so make sure you're subscribed. So we've got the plants in. It's looking a lot better. I think this was my favorite look, as I said before, with the baby tears running up the side. Now, I'm hoping they're gonna last, but they did look in really good health when I put them in this time, whereas I probably had them a bit too long last time and they were probably dying back a little bit, so probably didn't give them the best chance. But you would have seen me, I added some volcanic mineral in the bottom just as an extra layer of drainage, just in case that was the reason why it would fail in the past, and I don't think there's any point doing the same thing over and over again without making any changes. You're more likely to have success. So I'm really happy with this so far. I really like the fern in the back. I never used one of these before, so we'll see how that gets on. But the frogs are doing really well, and obviously the fish are swimming around like crazy. But in one of the last videos you would have seen that I picked up some shrimp as well when we went out to one of my local fish stores and picked up some more. So we'll be adding those in there, so hopefully we'll be able to see a bit more of them in the future, because trust me, they are in here. I have seen them from time to time, but as soon as I get a camera out, they're inevitably disappeared. So hopefully we'll have a few more of those. Also, we've got some babies as well, so we might grow those up and put those in as well. But the only other thing I think for this tank going forward, now we'll continue to stay on top of some plants. Like I noticed that some of the plants are not doing too well in that corner, so we may look at something different, maybe some pond plants that can stay sort of semi-submerged. And I also want to add a canister filter on here again, like I mentioned earlier, just to help with biological filtration. The lighting, may look at that again because I currently got UVBs, low wattage UVB bulbs, and also we've got the RGB LED lighting up there as well. But we'll see how the plants get on. But if this is something that interests you and you want to see the progression of this tank as well as any of the other enclosures or animals in this room, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Also, if you're a regular viewer, if you can do me a massive favour and drop me that thumbs up and leave me a comment to show YouTube you're enjoying this sort of content and allows me to make more videos like these. But I think that's enough of me waffling on for one video, and I'll see you in the next one.